Coca-Cola was invented in 1886 by a pharmacist named Dr. John Smith Pemberton. Since its inception, it has quickly become one of the largest and most influential companies in the world. Whether they like or hate the drink, everyone knows what Coca-Cola is. Do you think you know a lot about Coca-Cola? A drink consumed by millions of people all over the world? Well, today Hooked Up is going to tell you the history and 10 dark facts behind the world's famous drink. Are you ready for them? Get ready to have your mind blown on number 2 secret. Number 10. Death of many employees. You wouldn't think that working at a Coca-Cola factory could result in anyone dying, but that's exactly what happened in several Coca-Cola factory workers in Colombia. It was in 1986 and the day started off relatively normal when the factory was suddenly ambushed by a bunch of wild-eyed members of a nearby paramilitary group. A Colombian Coca-Cola executive tried to get the men to leave, but the men refused and they ended up killing the executive. This resulted in the paramilitary group giving Coca-Cola an ultimatum: be quiet and leave or die. Of course, the employees left the factory as quickly as they could, where the group took over the factory and made it theirs. Coca-Cola still receives criticism for this, as they did very little to find out why this murder went down in the first place. Not to mention, when the factory eventually opened up again, most of the original workers were simply fired. Number 9. It used to be advertised as a medicinal. In the 1890s, Coke wasn't just advertised as a refreshing bubbly drink. It wasn't invented as a medicine, but its ads did make claims like a delightful summer or winter drink for headache and tired feeling, relieves mental and physical exhaustion. When you're in need of a pick-me-up, maybe you'd see their point. A drink that is deemed harmful to the body by many modern researchers was at one time advertised to be used as a medicine. What even? Number 8. Water shortages in many areas of the world. While we don't know everything that's put into a Coca-Cola, we do know that they most definitely use water. You can't make most drinks without water, so it's not surprising that the sugary drink has a lot of water in it. This, however, becomes a problem in countries that have issues getting clean water on a constant basis. It takes a 2.7 liter of water to make just 1 liter of Coca-Cola, and this has resulted in poorer countries not having any access to water due to Coca-Cola countries using up all the liquid. Not only do people not have enough water to drink, they don't even have the water to cultivate crops and grow food to eat. Number 7. Push selling. Coke launched a campaign that went by the name of H2No. This campaign was supposed to get waiters and waitresses to push Coca-Cola on customers instead of boring old water. Coca-Cola was trying to get restaurants on their side by saying water would simply bore customers, and that Coca-Cola would instead make them feel buzzed. Maybe they assumed customers would spend more money on food, which would benefit both Coca-Cola and the restaurants in the long run. This was basically a way for Coca-Cola to take down their competition, water. Plus they got some extra cash in the process. Talk about aggressive selling, guys! Number 6. Aggressive selling to children. Back in the 90s, the company would hand over money to schools and sponsorships, which would result in Coca-Cola getting the rights to sell their drinks in said schools. This resulted in one New York school getting a stadium with a giant Coca-Cola sign, which meant kids were being advertised to even when at school. Schools were then urged to sell the products to the kids, despite how unhealthy the product can be for kids. Schools were even threatened in making less money if they sold drinks like milk and fruit juices. Number 5. Exploiting farmers ever since. Coca-Cola clearly has no issue trying to beat out their competition and make as much money as possible. This can be seen with how they source their ingredients. The company used to get their cocoa leaves from local farmers in Peru, and some say that some of the US factories are still doing this. The issue with that is that cocoa leaves are almost entirely illegal around the globe. They are commonly used to make cocaine, and this, of course, is an illegal drug. The real problem is that cocoa leaves can technically be used for other things as well. Legal things like candy. If they're made correctly, of course. Because of the drug laws that have been implemented, these farmers in Peru can only sell their products to Coca-Cola. They're the only company in the US that's allowed to have access to the leaves. This means Coca-Cola can ask for the leaves for pretty much any price they want, which leaves a lot of farmers poor and struggling. Something Coca-Cola doesn't really address despite how much money the company makes. Number 4. Health concerns. There's no doubt that many people drink Coca-Cola several times a day, but what's never acknowledged by the company is what makes the particular ingredient so addictive, that it has the ability to leave an adult's death. Coca-Cola faced criticism when a woman from New Zealand apparently drunk herself to death by drinking too much of the soda. She was only 30, and she spent most of her days gulping down bottle after bottle of Coca-Cola. The coroner who observed the woman's body said that many of her medical conditions could be linked back to her Coca-Cola addiction, and if she hadn't been drinking so much Coca-Cola, she still would have been alive. Something Coca-Cola never faced up. Number 3. Coke made a drink just for Soviet leaders. During World War II, General Dwight Eisenhower gave Marshal Yugi Zhukov of the Soviet Red Army a taste of Coca-Cola. The Soviet commander loved the taste but knew that Joseph Stalin wouldn't appreciate seeing him sip Coca-Cola, which was seen as a symbol of American imperialism. But the soda company wasn't about to lose business over a silly thing like political ideals, so a special made white Coke for Zhukov, removing the caramel coloring to create a drink as clear as vodka, and packing it in plain clear bottles with a red star on the cap. Number 2. Coca-Cola originally contained cocaine. Coca-Cola once contained traces of cocaine in their beverages. It may sound like a silly urban legend you heard at school, but it is true that the soft drink contained the drug. There have been countless disagreements over the amount of the drink, but the fact is that Coca-Cola used cocoa leaves in its product, and some say they still do. In these leaves, you'll find cocaine alkaloid, which of course can be used to create cocaine. But in 1903, the company began slowly but surely removing cocaine from their beverages. Number 1. Coca-Cola was supposed to be a wine. At this point, we all know that Coca-Cola contained traces of cocaine in its beverages, but did you know that Coca-Cola was originally intended to be a simple alcoholic beverage? Coca-Cola was supposed to be a simple but sweet-tasting wine, but Prohibition arrived, making the whole drink illegal. That's when the creator of Coca-Cola decided to include cocaine in beverages instead. They then renamed the drink Cure for Headache, with the medicinal power of cocaine. It was, of course, a time when people didn't really know what kind of damage cocaine could actually cause. Although Coca-Cola never seems to really recognize the weird things in its drinks, it's been criticized recently because of reports that have been published. These reports claimed that Coca-Cola did contain traces of alcohol, which did not appear to be written on the bottle. This caused an outcry, especially in countries with strict anti-alcohol culture. So guys, did you know any of the dark secrets Coca-Cola have been hiding from us? Which surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And for more dark secrets, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get updated on our awesome content. See you in the next video!